Hello, my darlings. Good evening, and welcome to our Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle ATL by Night. Chapter 5, Desperate Measures. Let's welcome our vampires.
Hi, everybody. I'm Cate, and I will be playing Miriam.
Zachary Vaudo, playing Anton, Regent of Atlanta.
I'm Olufemi, Sowemimo. You can just call me Femi, but you can also call me Dr. Edward Nathan O'Donnell.
Hi, I'm Salem Scharff, and I'll be playing Miss Eseme Leroux.
Hi there, my name is Cate, and I'll be playing Gordon.
Hi, I'm Elyse Haws, and I'll be playing Cornelius Mayers.
And I'm your storyteller, Ellie Collins. Don't forget to check out all of our sponsors in our link tree. And without further ado, let's sit back and relax, and let's tell a vampire story.
Rumor has it, I'm a savage, drop the classic, thinking back, drop the classic, to establish, that the magic, it's automatic, got a mask, who was at her, living legend, lethal weapon, mastermind, never tired, tell them all. Big dreams, I got big dreams since like baby. I've been joining forces with the likes of an A-team. Jumping off of buildings used to be so stimulating. Now I'm reaching new heights, I'ma need the off-whites. Play with the fire, you get burned. All of my struggles became lessons well learned. I got desires that keep me grounded, that's for sure. Cause one day we gon' make it out this earth, where's your worth? I'm sick of your talking, you got the wrong one. I'm taking your king and I leave him broken. If I am in second, it's after no one. Just give me a second to let them know. I'm the headline, the deadline. Big time. I'm ahead time, the rare kind. Big time. I'm a living legend, lethal weapon, mastermind. Big time.
We begin tonight at the Tremere Chantry. Your Primogen Proctor has called all of you down to the living room for a bit of a family meeting. And she says, hey everyone, so I'm sure that you've all heard the rumors, warnings, and all that other shit going on. So yes, blood bags are locked up. We're unable to retrieve the supply. The hospitals, I guess, cottoned on to what we were doing. And so now they are all heavily tracked and locked up. As we are ones who often need it more than others, I would like to sort of put a limit on how much we are using our powers lately, as many of them are rooted in the use of blood. We don't want to risk anyone getting hungry while we are figuring this out. We don't want things to get out of control. We are already running certain risks around the city. I'm sure the Bruja are causing plenty of problems. But Alima is working on something. But for now, let's just keep it settled. And also, and there's a knock on the door. And Proctor says, the timing in this city is astronomical. She goes to the door and turns the key, and opening it, you see a woman standing there. Eseme, if you could please describe yourself for the group.
So Eseme is a very well-dressed, younger, kind of looks maybe like late 20s, early 30s. She's standing there. There's a very, very nice vintage black car behind her that has a shorter, stockier woman with red short hair. She's busy texting on her phone, who is driving. And despite the fact that she is probably the most obviously Tremere kindred that you've ever seen, she does not look happy to be here. And she knocks on the door and just...
And Proctor opens the door and goes, yes, Eseme, come on in.
Hi, Elizabeth.
Hello. And she brings her in, and everyone, this is Eseme. Eseme, this is everyone. She's new in town.
I wouldn't say new in town.
Recently new in town. Alima brought her here. Tremere needs a chantry. So good a time as any to meet everyone. And Eseme, you watch as, after you've been brought in, this is a modest 2-story home. staircase going up. It's one of those typical row houses of EAV. And everyone's just kind of sitting in a very plain looking dining room. And as Proctor goes to the door and shuts it, you watch as she takes out a purple amethyst key, inserts it into the lock, and as she turns it, there is an echoing of a loud click as the boards of the house begin to flip upwards in this shuddering ripple effect. And you watch as the plain wood becomes deep dark cherry, the bookcases spring up from the ground and begin to fill with books, the windows fog over just slightly with beautiful velvet curtains, and this home now becomes a bit nicer. And as you look down the hall, you see that the hallway gets a bit longer and a few more doors show up, and the staircase gets a little bit taller as this house becomes much bigger and nicer on the inside.
That one was what I remembered.
And the rest of y'all are still sitting at the nice table that
Storyteller, is Claire with me? She came in?
If Claire came in with you, Claire sees nothing.
Right. Well, she doesn't leave my side, so.
Claire just sees a room. Okay.
I think. Have I seen this before? I've
yes,
a
you're
little
familiar.
I would have warned her.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have let her just walk in blind. So she can't see it, but I feel like she knows it's there.
She knows that for Claire's level, she is aware that this house is not what she is currently experiencing.
Well, it looks like there's a lot of us here. Liz, did you forget to invite me to a meeting again?
I figured you were on the way. I just got started.
Starting without me again.
Why don't you sit down?
That's something like of you. Nothing's changed.
One of these days I'm going to get you with a horse.
You can try. Eseme will sit down. It's a pleasure to meet you. Like she said, I'm Eseme. This is my ghoul, Claire.
And Claire just, hello.
We lived here a while ago. Been off helping the Prince in New Orleans for a while and decided to drop back in town, say hi to a few old friends, and some friends I found out were not here anymore.
Oh yeah, that's the fun part, Anton. Her friend is Talbot.
I'm very sorry for your loss.
I've heard it plenty of times. Don't worry, Aaron and I had a long talk.
If anybody's good to talk with about it, Tim. I'm Anton.
Surprisingly enough, Mel helped a bit more.
That also makes sense too. But yes, I'm Anton. I'm the Chantry keeper.
Pleasure to meet you.
And
I'm not there.
Not yet.
Okay. I just was like, I didn't know what the situation is.
Just a minute.
So, the meeting is about. Sorry, you'll have to catch me up since you started without me again.
No, the hospitals have locked up the blood bags.
Right, I heard about that.
Yes, they, we have attempted to try and break through this protocol. We've attempted altering minds, everything. Nothing is really proving to be effective. Alima is currently working on a plan to solidify a reliable blood supply because, in my opinion, we never should have been relying on the humans to this level.
What about hunting?
I don't, that's what I said. I don't know why so many of us, so many of the older ones, continue to rely on blood bags. Like we had Ansele trying to drink blood bags left and right instead of hunting.
Thank you. We've survived this long. At least the Camarilla as a whole has survived this long without giving the Masquerade away. Why can't we just go back to that way?
We have a lot of newer kindred in the city.
Not all of us can drink from people.
Well, that sounds like a not all of us problem.
It becomes an all of us problem, Eseme, when people are starving and hunt out of frenzy instead of out of conscious mind.
Or they start to impede on each other's hunting paths as well. It shouldn't have gotten here in the first place, but here we are.
I mean, I don't want to be the argumentative new kid, but I would also point out that not all of us want to hunt.
I'm gonna second that immediately.
Well, that's,
I mean,
that's
if
sort of my
you
point.
don't want to hunt, nobody's making you. But I'm saying that when I first got here and I asked, I mean, I don't really feed on anybody who's not magically inclined, which is why I have Clea, but, like, the rest of my family is... I mean, I just don't understand why it's so cracked down on nowadays.
Circumstances exist where obviously some of us need to feed in alternate methods, but many of the Kindred of Atlanta became comfortable with the situation, and again, as I said, we had very old Kindred drinking Capri Suns instead of going out to eat.
That sounds a bit more like domestication than complacency.
Well, and I have to say, look, I apologize. I'm Dr. Nate O'Donnell. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you,
Looking
Doctor.
at this from the other direction, when we discuss limiting using our powers, what exactly does that look like? Who
Wait,
is there
Proctor, you're limiting our powers?
Who is there to police what we do, how we do
This
what we
is
do?
a emotional, personal request, as many of our powers require us to either instigate our blood or use large amounts of blood. I am simply requesting that we be mindful and not wasteful.
And Anton will lean in towards O'Donnell and go, it's probably more of a request towards me, to be honest.
It is. And O'Donnell, you hear just a almost frantic but deep knock on the door.
What are we? A receptionist?
How many more Tremere have there been?
There's a couple more in the city that aren't here, but...
Don't they all have keys?
Or
Did-
places of their own?
Sorry, you have keys?
I'll get it, and I'll just go over and... is there... I can't remember. When it's changed, is there an eye hole or no?
There is.
Okay, so I'm going to look through.
And you see Gordon,
Just going to...
looking a little worse for wear.
Regent, are you okay?
We'll find out. Is Proctor's key still in the door?
Mhm.
I'm going to turn it back.
And you hear the loud click, and the facade ripples back down.
And I'm just going to broad open the door.
You know, if you do that anymore, I'm gonna get vertigo.
You'll get used to it. And I'll open the door.
You see a man who is very oddly dressed. He's very like it looks a bit ostentatious, a bit over the top. He's wearing a lot of jewelry. He's wearing very flowy dressed, like something that looks very comfortable, something he can move around in, but still quite like ornate and detailed and designed looking. Someone who kind of just wants to show off, but as you mentioned, something that also looks a little worse for wear, something that probably had been at a pristine condition at one point. A lot of it also looks old, like especially the jewelry. Something look like they haven't been in fashion for quite some time. Very antique, very well cared for, but definitely a bit about it like this is not something from this era. Who knows from when? And you actually see him kind of leaning against the window, like the door sill, and just kind of like he initially had a rose in his mouth, and as soon as he sees Antoine, he goes, "Fuck, it's you," and he tosses it back.
Gordon.
Antoine?
Anton.
Anton. Where'd the other syllable go?
Left it back in the homeland.
Ah.
Just you?
Unfortunately, just me today. Or fortunately, I don't know. Maybe we could have another bout like last time if I did.
How's your hand?
How's your school?
Proctor,
Yes.
I'd like to introduce you to somebody.
Mm.
Just wave her up.
And she walks up and looks at you and goes,
Hello there.
"Who the fuck are you?"
Proctor, this is the Anarch Baron Gordon that I told you about. You may have heard of him from his escapades.
Wait. Okay. Lots of things have changed
Yes,
since
they
I've
have.
been here. Why do we have anarchs on
I'm about
our...
to
They're
figure
down at
that out.
College Park. We
Okay, that
let
makes
them-
sense, but, like,
We let them take the airport. It's fine.
they deserve
Oh,
that one.
let
But
us
why
take-
are
that's an
they
interesting
here?
phrase.
I'm trying to figure that out. And
Specifically the
I think we'd all
Baron.
like to know.
I'm trying to figure that one out. Yes.
So, Gordon.
What, can I not just make a social call?
No,
Not
Gordon.
here.
For one, Gordon, how did you find this building?
I mean, it has an address. It's a building. And
Did you follow Anton?
I mean, I don't want him to get his... I kind of am actually a bit of a fan ever since last time, so you could call me his little stalker.
Regent, should we get the toys and get rid of him?
No.
Kinky.
No. Gordon knows.
We're playing nicer.
Gordon knows what he would be doing by coming in here, so let's see what could be so important to walk into the lion's den.
Oh yes, by all means, let the Baron of Atlanta come in to the Chantry of the Tremere.
You really think we can't all take him, Eseme?
It's our
Please.
by all means, that was what I was
No,
implying,
that'd be
Proctor.
fun.
If you rub those two brain cells you have together, you would have figured it out.
Or
Be
here's an
polite to the
idea:
Primogen.
we could let him talk. That I know is wild idea. Maybe we could all just shush, and let. And sorry, it was Gordon.
Yes.
Yeah, hi.
She's
I'm
nice.
Miriam.
Come on in, Gordon.
I'm new. It's, let's maybe hear him out. I'm just saying.
Anton begrudgingly steps aside.
And
Y'all
Proctor,
are exhausting.
I give
Proctor will
give
lead you
Anton
in.
a wink as I walk past him.
Welcome to the clan.
Oh, look to Miriam. He's the reason that you're not in our original school.
So Proctor leads you, Gordon, into a sitting room area where everybody is. The door is closed, but the lock has not been turned.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I do not return the key.
Yeah, the building is remaining the same.
I actually bring the key back to Proctor.
Yeah, and she's gonna pocket it. But it's an older row style house. It's not bad older, but it's been upkept.
You see Gordon initially with looks like he had a lot of expectations, and as he's looking around, he just seemed a bit more disappointed. He goes, "Thought there'd be a lot more pizzazz with you."
You're in the
folks."
reception area.
Oh, hello.
Not to mention, even if it did have pizzazz, you wouldn't be able to see it.
His insides could see it.
Sort of invisible pizzazz.
And Gordon,
Particular.
from the house style, I will say it is a bit comfortable to you, as it is very New Providence Island in architecture.
Ooh, okay.
Gordon, why? First of all, why did you follow me in the first place? But why are you here?
Well, I mean, several reasons could apply, but
Which one does?
so hurried. Well, I think we're all in a very particular situation. I think you already know what that situation is. And unfortunately, I am running out of resources, allies, and also...
Oh, he's desperate.
Oh, he's coming to the Camarilla to beg for help. Oh, this is actually very nice. Keep
I
going.
wish I could videotape it.
Well, I do like begging on certain occasions, but not today. I'm just here to support you all and then let you know
Yes.
that how dire the situation actually is and how dire it is actually for you all. As you already know, that we Anarchs and Camarilla don't see eye to eye. I get that. I totally understand. Different philosophies, one better than the other. However...
I'd say one more explosive than the other.
As I said, better. But what I want to let you know is, whether you acknowledge it or not, we Anarchs are your buffers. We have been at the forefront. We are the one that takes the brunt of the force when the outside comes in. Because yes, understandably, your little masquerade rules that, sometimes are very helpful, apply. And it seems that we are now thinning out. Not only because of whoever is operating this current situation, but because of our own kind attacking each other, desperate for food. And it seems from what my rumors... Wait, would I know about... Yes. From certain rumors running around, it seems the Camarilla have been a bit greedy, hoarding like little dragons.
It's not our fault we prepare for things.
Yes, true, but...
So you're starving.
We are starving. And if we starve, and once we become a bit uncontrollable, God knows when are we ever uncontrollable, but when we do, and by our definition of uncontrollable, things become a problem for you.
Things become a problem for all of us. I hate to admit that he's right.
Unfortunately.
So to be sort of clear, are you coming on your own, or are you coming as emissary?
emissary, king, baron, whatever the case may be.
Let's keep it at Baron. No, there's no king here.
Titles.
Gordon,
However it might be the case.
Does Jesse know you're here? The other Baron?
Jesse is a bit preoccupied right now, but I'm sure that they would be fantastically fine with us having this conversation. At least, that's all we're having, right? We're having a conversation.
You leave for 50 years and they fucking change everything. What's happening?
A lot has changed.
My dear,
Clearly.
400 years also changes.
Call me my dear
Okay.
one more time.
Oh.
Don't ask, you will.
Okay. So what do you want? You're here, obviously, to come seek the help of House and Clan Tremere, so what do you need?
I'm
Clan.
here to offer my services while also seeking a mutual trade of safety, of planning, of future troubles.
In
So a
slightly,
soup kitchen truce.
If you would like to call it that, yes.
in slightly less flowery language, what are you needing and what are you wanting?
I need food.
And
We
you-
need blood. We need to avoid a particular situation. Imagine for a second if we anarchs and whoever's out in the streets, be it even Camarilla, don't have access to our resources that we've so conveniently built up over the years. I myself am no stranger to hunting. But when you have hundreds, perhaps thousands, perhaps however many are in this city slowly starving and going feral, imagine... I mean, I don't mind if they battle it out amongst themselves. We're all individuals. But then we have outsiders. We
Yep.
have others.
I have to ask. You have the entire airport in your territory. How is it that your sect does not have easy access to people coming in and out?
The airport is forbidden hunting ground.
So they get the airport and they can't even hunt in it.
They
Yes.
get control over the airport and who comes and goes. But let's be honest, the trio of Nosferatu that work there run that airport.
They usually do.
You know, I will be the first person to say that I hate agreeing with our new guest. But rabid feeding across Atlanta does sound like a Sabat's dream.
I mean, he's right. There are some of us, myself included, who have found themselves more than a bit peckish in recent nights, and it's become a problem.
And at the mention of peckish, everyone roll me your rouse check to see how you are in this evening. If you are a bagger, please roll 2.
Just roll one red die.
All right.
2 tens!
Oh,
Good.
All right.
I'm gonna die.
that's
It's a failure.
How'd you do,
You're good.
Miriam?
Oh, am I good?
You're great.
Okay, I'm great. Just kidding.
Okay.
We both get hungrier.
I got
Okay.
a critical success. I got 2 tens.
So you're holding it together pretty well.
Critical is fine. That's because I'm
Okay.
House and Clan Tremere.
Bestial fail.
So is that a bestial fail on 1 or a bestial fail
On one, because a rouse check, because I'm not a bagger.
Yeah.
But
So you're up to 2.
up to 2 or am I up to?
By 2.
I'm up to 3 then.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Anton, you are starting tonight at Hunger 3.
Yep.
O'Donnell, did you pass or fail?
I passed.
You passed.
Okay. So you're at 1. All right.
The dice don't always work out for me, folks.
Yeah, no.
So, Storyteller, I'm sorry. So, would we know that Gordon is aware of the blood bag shortage?
Yes.
Okay.
We are
At
now.
this
Okay.
point, the rumors have spread far enough. It's been about 3 weeks since you were all notified of it.
Okay.
And the Second Inquisition, you know, has started moving into Gordon's territory, so vampire hunters are already on his doorstep.
Okay.
I do have a question that really has nothing to do with anything here. The hunters that have been encroaching on Anarch territory, have they been using magic? Any mages? Human?
Not that you have noticed.
No, God forbid, no, not yet.
Right. Eseme will get a little notepad out and draw the symbol of the death mages from Lorian's house and just listen. And she holds the paper up and goes, I will be the last person to help Anarchs, but I do recognize this is a rough time for all of us. If you see this symbol anywhere, there's a house up on Lake Lanier. Come get me, okay?
Eseme, what have you heard or seen? that would make you ask him that?
A while ago, I say a while ago,
Probably about 2 weeks at this point.
when I got here, I came, yes, to say hi to my friends and to revisit my home, but my sire went missing. I couldn't find her anywhere. I don't know if you guys are familiar. She is old enough. She's kind of let her own thing. Her name's Lorianne Stokes.
No.
None of you know her.
It's pretty fine. She's very often mistaken for
Actually,
Toreador.
O'Donnell would be the only one close to familiar with her. She's just an older kindred, just keeps to herself. Kind of one of those, someone you happen to pass in a coffee shop every
Gotcha.
now and then.
I'm not gonna say that I'm her favorite child, but I am one of her oldest, and so,
So you're the password child.
in fact, I am.
Mm.
She stopped responding to me a while ago, and I came to make sure she was okay, and I found all of our human siblings dead and stuffed in a wall, and all of my kindred siblings staked.
And that symbol is the only lead that you have?
I was very kind enough to reach into my brother's memories and see what he saw before he was forcibly put into torpor.
So you saw a person?
It was a person that held that symbol. They're a clan of death mages. They usually operate out of New Orleans, which I thought was a bit... I don't believe in coincidences, but I was part of a coterie there. We were guarding something that the prince kept dear at the Museum of Death.
Could you describe the person?
Right. He was a human, and as she describes, her eyes kind of roll back. She's remembering. And he had a long, scraggly beard. A woven blue kind of ombre sweater. He looked like a stoner you'd pick up in LA, honestly. And I remember Tommy opening the door and this man apologizing and then staking him, and he wore that symbol around his neck.
And I will say, for your description, the man is also bald with a long brain surgery scar down his head.
Storyteller, does this person, given just the distinct look, sound familiar at all?
Nope.
Anton knows that symbol, but he also knows who in the city is associated with that symbol, so he's not saying anything.
Mm-hmm.
He does. His shoulders do relax the moment you say he, though.
Yeah.
So it's part of the reason I came to the Chantry and asked the prince for permission to come back here.
I see.
To give a heads up that there are possibly death mages working with the Inquisition.
If everyone could please make me wits and awareness.
So, 2 red dice. That's all.
6.
6.
Where is it?
It's 3.
That is
3.
help me out here. This is a
I was looking for everybody.
There
it
is.
is.
Yes.
6, 2,
Storyteller,
Yeah.
can you remind me
Then 2.
the
will be there.
youth pastor fuckface? What was his name?
Ashton.
Ashton. Okay.
That's a good fuck. That's not
The pastor suits from the baby gap.
So
Oh, damn.
that counts
Okay.
as 2.
Can we do wits awareness?
2,
Yes.
3.
Oh, damn.
I think I did. Did I do it wrong?
How many did you get?
I got 5-1 crit.
Yeah.
5
so you
one
have,
crit.
You have 3, 1 crit.
3 1
crit?
crit.
4 successes.
4-1 crit, and you got...
1. That's a crit, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
4-1
So 4 1 crit, 4 1 crit.
And
So-
6, yeah.
So everyone, the house begins to change in a similar fashion to what you're used to, except as the boards flip over now, they are black and filled with rot.
I look to the door immediately to see if there's a key in it.
Wait, what?
Hocus
The
pocus.
door, you watch as black vines grow from the edges of the door, almost tying it to the front of the building. And the hallways begin to get longer.
Have I seen this before?
You have. And it is happening too rapidly for you in the moment. Please make me composure and resolve.
Fuck.
The ceilings are now getting taller as well, and taller and taller and taller, until you're a bit like Alice in Wonderland.
As I look at this, I go, You know, I did say earlier that your hocus pocus is not much, but
No.
this is a little.
Not our brand.
This is not us.
is
That's one success and a bestial failure.
oof.
I just want success though.
Yeah. But you all see Eseme is clearly terrified.
We need to go.
Well, we kind of can't point at the door, and I'm gonna kick on Oblivion Sight and Sense the Unseen.
And you also notice you guys are about the height of a table leg now.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
now.
Small.
Oh, so the furniture has stayed normal size.
Everything has gotten bigger, or you've gotten smaller, one or the other.
So yeah, Sense the Unseen and Oblivion Sight on simultaneously. I want to see anything that I can't see it with the naked eye in here.
This looks real as it gets.
I grab Claire's hand.
And Claire is just glassy-eyed.
Yeah.
She's
For note for
fine,
you, my eyes get the same
but
color that
frozen.
spiders do when he
Proctor?
does that trick.
Nice.
What is happening, Eseme? What did you bring
I
here?
did nothing. I can't do this, but you know damn well who can.
Don't you start that with me.
I'm not starting anything.
And Proctor goes off to go down a hallway, and you guys see as Proctor just keeps walking, and it appears like Proctor just disappears into how long the hallway is.
I
Creepy.
Fucking 5.5
And the
We're
tiles,
boys.
staying together.
the tiles
Nobody
of the
move.
floor begin to ripple in a wave effect across the floor.
Right. I'm not familiar with this house layout very well. Is there any place that is well protected, any kind of safe
From what?
from anything? Specifically,
Anything at all?
this is blood sorcery.
my room.
Awesome, let's go.
And I will begrudgingly wave them towards the stairs that would lead to my
The
room.
stairs are taller than you,
Yep, let's go.
and you watch as the stairs, the piece of wood on the top, and then the stair goes below it. It opens, and you see 2 large rows of teeth. As the stairs open, in a cascade effect, growling as it goes up.
What about
Storyteller.
Oh,
no,
yes,
you go.
go.
You go. There you go.
I've seen this before, and I know how it's done. Can I attempt to use blood sorcery to do the same thing, just to make the stairs climbable?
You can attempt. Miriam?
I was gonna say, do we have to climb stairs to get to the rare, secure lockdown area of the library?
Technically, no.
Technically, no.
Because there might be more, Miriam doesn't know, but there might be more protections there.
I'm always down for a library.
There is a library on this floor.
Probably anything but this.
You'll need to get there.
Yeah, let's
go to
go.
the library.
Anton? Will that?
I can make it more secure if
Okay.
it's fine.
Right.
And Gordon, you've never seen anything like
It's
this.
just like,
But it is a tad reminiscent of one time you drank something you shouldn't have. That
yeah,
was
exactly. I was
probably
like, you just see him.
I'm literally just gonna hand on Gordon's shoulders. Come on.
Ooh, touchy.
In that case, I'll turn the blood sorcery roll into making our path as smooth as possible.
Okay.
If anything else.
attempting to quell the waves
Yeah,
of
it-
tiles.
Making the house calm down enough for us to at least pass through.
Okay.
So, just blood sorcery?
Just make me, yeah. We'll say blood sorcery and occult.
Okay. This wouldn't be considered death magic, would it?
No.
Damn. Have to try. Alright, my 2 red. Ooh! 2 crits.
Woo.
So that becomes
6 successes.
wonderful.
I'm good
So-
at this.
So you're able to place your hands on the ground, and the tiles calm only in a direct, 2 tile wide walking path in front of you, the others beside it gnashing and chattering, trying to break the spell.
I grab Claire's. Is she just frozen to the spot? I can't
Mhm.
drag her with me?
It's as if she does not belong in this moment.
Right, then unfortunately I will leave her there. And I'll keep it and I'll go, everybody go, I can only hold this so long.
Ooh.
I'm going to go, but Storyteller, with Eseme saying this is blood sorcery, this is not anything that Anton has seen before. I have a specialty in blood sorcery occult. Can I do a wits awareness roll to see, to try to examine what is going on here?
Yeah, can I help?
Due to the nature of needing to examine it, you will have to choose to run during the duration of the spell or examine it.
Cornelius abandons his friends and goes straight
Yes. Yes.
You sure you want to call us friends?
I was like, Chantry Keeper duties override, and I just push Gordon forward with O'Donnell and Miriam. Go, and I'm going last, but making sure that Eseme comes with us.
Oh, I'm right behind you, but I have to hold it.
Yeah, she has to hold essentially the door open
Right.
for the rest of you all to get there.
So,
No,
yeah.
I'm coming. Don't worry.
You see Gordon just looking around as if he's having one of the weirdest highs he's ever had. He's like, woo.
Stop having fun, Gordon.
Oh, that's interesting. And as he's being probably still pushed along by everybody else, he's like, but what's that?
Yeah,
But what's that?
No
O'Donnell
questions
knows
later.
where the library is.
Yeah.
You go there.
So these Cornelius says too. So these two are leading the other two towards the library, and then Esme and I are following behind.
Okay. So if you are making your investigation roll, go ahead and do that.
So
Miriam, you can as well. You'll just be investigating from inside the library.
Okay.
it's a lot because I'm specifically investigating blood sorcery.
Oh, that was great.
7.
7.
Maracas are back.
Not.
The miracle.
I got a failure and a success.
Yeah, just one success.
Okay.
It's
Well,
not no successes.
Unfortunately for both of you, you cannot parse what this is at all.
Can I tell that it is blood sorcery or not, or is it just no?
You can tell that it might be blood sorcery.
Okay.
All signs point to, but nothing definitive.
And I also know mages and know what they can do. So I'm at this point I'm weighing the validity of that as I continue to walk with Eseme.
Okay. And
It's
so,
more of a run.
Yeah.
and you all make it into the library.
Are there any moments where something tries to go for the group or can
Not
reach us?
at this time,
Okay.
as Eseme cleared the path for you.
Okay, gotcha.
But as you guys get in, you close the door behind you, and you are even smaller than you were in the hallway. You are about the height of the baseboards now.
This seems like a downgrade. This is a downgrade, right? I mean, I feel like this
But
is probably worse.
This room is calm. This room is not, no attacking actions.
Can you, Storyteller, is there open books on tables perhaps, or anything we can try to get to?
You'll need to climb,
Oh,
but
Okay.
You got that.
What about the?
You know what? No.
While this is happening, while everybody else is focused, Gordon turns and sees Esme in situations. She's like, hey, here. And he gives you a flask, and he goes, trust me.
I don't drink from anybody but Claire.
Well, I mean, this would have helped, but okay, well.
Storyteller, I think I'd like to engage in the ritual of Essence of Air.
okay.
I'm not sure.
So rouse
Okay.
check and resolve blood
Okay,
sorcery.
let's check.
You
Oops,
good?
sorry.
It was good, and then you
was
knocked
good,
it.
and then I knocked
It's
it.
okay,
Sorry.
it's okay.
So yeah, resolve
Okay,
dots plus blood
resolve
sorcery
is
dots.
3, blood sorcery is 5.
Yep, with 1 hunger.
4.
You have to get.
So that's 2 crits
Yep.
and 2 successes.
and additional
What a-
crit. So that's
Oh,
7 critical. He exceeded
Wonderful. Yes, so you exceeded it. So you are taking on the essence of air.
yes.
And where do you wish to fly?
Up, if that's possible. Are
Yes.
there any windows in the walls? Is there any way to
In
look
the
outside?
library, there's no windows.
No? Okay.
But I will describe to you your vantage point if you go up.
I'd like to get
Everyone
higher
else in
and
this
just
room,
see what's-
you watch as O'Donnell just kind of focuses for a second and then dissipates into this cloud of air. Into
No.
a small cloud.
No, that's Mistform. He's straight up Superman's.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
He's Superman straight up into the air.
Is that the
Little
soaring
O'Donnell.
leap?
No,
No.
it's Tremere shit.
He can just
Tremere
fly.
stuff.
He never
So
taught me that one.
O'Donnell,
Ooh,
from
birdie.
this vantage point, as you are flying, you can see there's a few books on tables. There's some plush chairs.
And they
There's-
still appear to be huge.
Yeah, they appear to be huge. Weirdly, there looks like a small lockbox on top of the bookcase that you didn't know was there, hidden all the way towards the back. But it's more like someone's shoebox type lockbox bookcase. You know, there's personal effects in here, probably some of Cornelius's things from having too many late nights in here. There is an empty Starbucks cup that is sort of hidden behind a chair, likely from Miriam. And overall the room looks stable, but as you continue to go up and you reach the ceiling, you can hear growling in that space between the floors.
So it sounds like it's coming from the other side, from above the ceiling, like it's muffled.
It sounds like
upstairs.
everything that this house is doing is pushing against the barriers of this room.
I see.
Okay.
Okay, we'll fly back down and relay that information to everyone.
And I just, like, a headache, even though it shouldn't be possible, pointing at both Eseme and Gordon's going, which one of you has this coming after you? Because this is not normal.
It is not normal, and
Don't look at me.
I'll answer, but you have to promise me one thing.
Debatable, go ahead.
You respect the prince's wishes that I have sanctuary here.
Well, you know what they say, a promise is empty without a boon offered.
The promise is
I'll
already
get us out of here alive. How about that?
I'll take that.
I know somebody who can do this, and I've only ever known one person who can do this, and it is not. You're not gonna like the answer.
Probably not, who is it?
No, but it is Tilly Harris.
Does this name ring a bell?
That is the Malkavian Primogen.
She's the only person I've ever seen to be able to do this.
You said this was blood sorcery.
She is, but she taught me a lot of what I know. I was her student a while ago when I was here in Atlanta a while.
And Esme, you would remember that this kind of illusion has a, shall we say, exit button.
It does. Is there a mirror anywhere?
Actually, yes. I reach into my pouch and I
No.
pull out a shard of mirror. It's like about that big in my hand.
Mirror on the wall. It should be, big. Sometimes most, if not anything, silver.
I believe there's one down that's usually down at the end of the hall, but it's out of the library.
Lovely. We have to smash it.
Oh.
It's the only way out of here. I've seen her do this once. It was, we'll say an interrogation technique.
Oh, that makes sense. Well, the Malkavian symbol is a broken mirror, and therefore the exit should, of course, be a broken mirror.
Now, well, I'm fine with all of this, but before we go into this, I have what I feel should be the obvious question for everybody here, which is why does Tilly Harris want to do this to you?
Girlfriend troubles?
That's very nice, but, I don't think I'm gonna be fighting over Proctor anytime soon. Like I said, I was her student, and we left on some bad terms, and I was
How bad?
young and dumb, and
How bad of terms?
I mean, I left.
You can hear the ceiling is now beginning to bow.
Right, do you
and
really
creak,
want
and
to
the
ask these
walls are
questions
bow and
now?
creak.
Yes,
Or do you want to get out of here?
Yes, I do want to ask these questions now because I can hear what you're saying, but I need to know why she would even want to do this. Does this end when she gets you? Is this for all of us?
Probably. I don't know why she's doing this. I came here to find my sire. I didn't come here for her.
Throw overboard?
In fact, I made it very clear, especially to the gangrel, that I'm not trying to find Tilly at all. I'm trying to stay away from her. I don't want her to see me here. We left on bad terms, and she is understandably upset, and I was dumb and stupid and brought Proctor into it, and she got, again, understandably pissed.
I sort of look to O'Donnell for like any kind of like input at this point because I'm obviously like
Have
on a
you
ways.
flown down?
Also, yeah. Anton, everyone, there will be time for answers
I'll
to all
answer
of our
any
questions.
kind of question. Let's
But
just
most
get out of
pressing
here,
at the
please.
moment is that we remove ourselves from this situation. Now that we have an answer on how to do that, I say we work towards it.
Mirror, smash it. That's it. That's all we gotta do.
Storyteller, is there anything on the floor that I, as a like little tiny person, could pick up and use as a weapon, like a pen or a sewing pen or anything, an eraser?
You could probably break off a piece of the floorboard.
Just Tales of Despero.
Like a I get a splinter.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
excited.
You can crack off a piece of wood and you have essentially a large stake now.
Excellent.
Storyteller, if it matters, I'd also like to turn on and sense the unseen, sorry.
Okay,
Yeah.
yes.
I'd like to do the same, and then whenever it gets a chance. Can I with this whole group? Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's fine.
Do you prefer that or what we discussed?
No, that one. Just for now.
Okay.
I like that.
Characters with secrets.
Yep. So with that, I just go. Fine. I do want to walk over towards like the bottom bookshelf though.
Mm-hmm.
Towards.
It's your dream, giant books.
I know, right?
I know.
But there's something I specifically hit here, and it's by it's like an unauthorized biography of Dolly Parton.
Yeah.
And I go into the bookshelf and I
Save it.
push the book out till it falls because I still have several flasks of my own blood from the last time I was on the show.
They're very tiny.
I go, good enough, and I'm gonna drink down to drop my hunger because I'm gonna have to do at this size I feel like I have to do some sort of ritual stuff to break a mirror.
Anton,
I've got a stick.
It's my own blood at this point,
I have a
so
pistol.
Oh, that's even better.
I promise
Mine.
you.
He just,
Okay, I will get us out of here. Preferably all in one piece. You have to trust me. I know how to get out of this. If anybody knows this ritual, it's me.
we will end this and then we will have a very long conversation.
Understandable.
The
I'm
ceiling
on
has
team
begun
Iron.
to crack.
All
Come
right,
on.
time to go.
The whole point
Now
was to me to be not angering her, but I didn't realize this fucking feud went this deep.
Well, you're in her girlfriend's territory. I'll just
I
grab
didn't want to!
I'll grab the last one, just pocket it as I head out with everybody.
Oh, these were flasks that you hid inside Dolly Parton?
Yeah.
Oh, it is gigantic.
Okay, great. Well, then literally, I'm just gonna.
So
I'm gonna do what I was hoping to do. So I'm gonna tip it over and like twist it open.
Let's call it strength and dexterity to not spill this entire flask of blood.
I mean,
Get blood on my shoes,
honestly,
I take back my promise.
if it spills, then it's all over me, and I still lose my hunger. So it's fine.
You have to consume it, not just
I'm gonna
waste
I'm
it.
gonna open my mouth. 2 successes.
To a kegger of his blood.
2 successes.
Yeah.
I will say you're able to go down your 2 hunger.
Yep.
But the flask is done.
That's fine. Yeah, I'm just like so at this point I'm just like
it's
coated.
spilled, but it's not on
I've
anyone.
never seen a college professor do a blood kegger before, but that's new.
Yeah.
You didn't know me
Gotta
back in
say.
college, and I'll just point them towards
Was
the
it
door.
actually fun back then?
Okay, clearly there's some kind of like crush going on, but
And so as you guys
Ooh.
get to the
Wouldn't
door,
must have been
you're small enough to go under the door. You're not big enough to open the door.
All right.
Well,
Under the door it
I guess
is.
we're Alice in Wonderland in this shit.
Indeed you
Is
are.
there a gap beneath the door?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wiggle under it.
Yeah.
Right. Anton, I don't know where this mirror is.
I'll just point down the hallway where Proctor went.
Of course.
It's at the end of the hall. It's one of
Well-
those it's one of those ones that makes the hallway look bigger.
I can't
as
believe I'm
you-
saying this, but I hope Proctor's not dead.
Is everyone in the hallway now?
Yeah, I'm flying above everybody if that's still
Yeah,
working,
it's like
so
an
that-
hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I still have a better vantage point.
So what you see, O'Donnell, from this vantage point, and what everyone is about to experience,
Oh dear.
shooting up from the floor, are the walls of a hedge maze, blocking each of you from each other.
Oh.
Oh.
As you are now individual in your own pathway
How high
of this maze.
I know the
Mage.
answer. We need to find a corner. I'm kidding.
O'Donnell, you can see the layout of the maze over them.
Mhm.
It does end at the end of the hallway, but it extends further than this hallway was. It appears like the hallway stretched to make room for this maze. But you would technically be able to direct them.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
as soon as I don't see anybody, I'll
It's
look
okay.
up.
I got this.
Well, I will communicate that to everyone. Don't panic. I can see you all. You're separated from each other. You are in the middle of a mage. I'm doing it too now.
I hope not. Well, it depends on the mage.
Yeah, I know, right? A mage maze.
A mage maze.
I believe that I may be able to direct you to the ending, because I can see there's an ending, and it makes it to the hallway wherein there is the mirror. As long as there's no further illusions going on that are clouding my perceptions here.
That would probably be a good idea.
Eseme, is there anything else I should know about this maze?
Listen, this blood sorcery ritual changes every time depending on who casts it. It twists and turns based on the user's perception. So this could look different than this is different than like if any other person with access to blood sorcery would cast it. This is unique to whoever cast it, and I'm again not saying for sure it's Tilly, but she is the only person I know I've seen who can do this. So this might be unique to her. So if you know her, I guess it's might help.
Storyteller, can I use corrosive vitae to just begin carving my way through the maze straight forward?
Does that involve a roll?
I believe it does, but I
It's a rouse
forgot
check.
what it is.
Just a rouse check, though.
Similarly, as all of this is going on, you see Gordon walk up calmly to the hedge maze, or one of the walls of the hedge maze, and then start putting his foot on the wall. I'm going to use traversal.
Yeah.
And see if I could just start climbing up the wall, and then be on top of this maze.
So you are able to do that quite easily, as it is a straight hedge maze.
Yeah.
One success, but a success.
A success. So yeah, if you wish to do corrosive vitae, the plants burn away, and what you see underneath is a stone wall, and the stone wall is covered in text.
Oh. I start doing the entire... the plants are coming down. I have to read it. I love words.
Mm-hmm.
And Gordon, as you were near Cornelius, you can read this.
Oh.
It is very old text.
Even better.
Familiar from your times sailing in Nassau. Almost a, shall we say, a thieves' cant, in a way, of a pirate's cant.
You see Gordon, like, he's sideways now and looking at this text.
Do I see Gordon?
You can see Gordon is just kind of perpendicular.
Yeah.
The anarch being strangely silent. Did you find something?
Kind of.
Gordon, what are you looking at? What is it you see?
Well, I mean, let me first try and read it. And what do I read?
Why don't you make me, let's say, intelligence and what do we call
Whatever you
this?
do, don't read it out loud entirely.
Yeah,
Read it in pieces.
Let's make it intelligence and subterfuge.
Much like a chant or a ritual, you say the first bit, you wait, you say something else, then the next bit. Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. Don't say it three times.
But I thought it was.
Two critical.
Two critical.
Wait,
No, that's a bestial. No, what is this?
No, that's a success.
That's a success.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was a. I
That's
thought
a
that was
critical
one.
success.
Yeah,
That's
critical
it's on
success.
your messy critical.
It's your
Messy critical. Yeah.
Okay. So reading it, it is an old shanty. But it's a shanty that you know well. You've sung it 1,000 times. It's on all the ships. But it's a shanty about lost love and betrayal and getting revenge. And it ends with a more... There's scratchy notes hidden throughout it. That from your interpretation of the Pirate's Cant, these notes function almost like a map. And the map does give you, with your familiarity of Atlanta, a map of little 5 points, and it indicates 6 locations in little 5 points with an X marks the spot.
Oh, I do love a treasure map.
Wait, there's a treasure map? Like, no, are you being facetious? Like,
No. We have a little path forward in the future, but for now...
Wait, no. Physically describe what you're seeing.
I am seeing a map, or at least a interpreted map of the city with a nice little X marks the spot.
Like Like a pirate's map?
Yep.
Like, physically a pirate's map?
Does it look exactly like similar to a style of a pirate's map?
So some pirates' maps were drawn, and some were almost like a written word puzzle, and this one is a word puzzle treasure map.
Yeah. No one more interpreted.
With 6 treasure spots.
Anton, how familiar are you with Tilly? I yell over the hedge maze.
On that note, I succeeded the rouse check, and I'm starting to like down the vial that I have, and I'm going to start Spider-Manning up the hedge maze, cleaning the inside. And I'm doing that because it's hedges, but just in case it decides to not be hedges anymore.
Right.
I go up. Familiar in ways I kind of wish I weren't, but familiar nonetheless.
Right. You know where she grew up, right?
I guessed from her proclivity for Haint Blue, but
Would
never
you like
quite
to
nailed it
share
down.
with the class?
Caribbean.
Tilly
usually.
grew up in Nassau. She grew up around pirates.
Oh, Gordon, did you do something?
I didn't.
No,
I
you
mean,
always did something.
No,
Never mind.
it's just that I don't want this to be Tilly, but every single clue we've come across.
Or someone's deliberately pointing at Tilly and
Well,
trying to
then-
make us think it's Tilly.
First things first.
Who else is after me then?
Once I get to the top, first things first, we get out of here. Miriam, do you have any sort of rocks down there that you can make your bloodstones with?
Miriam looks up from where she is in the hedge maze. She says, "You know what, Anton? Vampires, like, alright, I got on board. Ghouls, that's fine. Ghosts, weird, but I'm okay with it. But I draw the line at goddamn fucking pirates!" And then she crosses her arms and she just sits down. She's like,
as soon as I hear that, you see Gordon look over the top of the hedge. He goes, "Arr, matey."
Oh my
I
God.
hate this so much. And then, like, almost like just to be like, you know what, fine. And then she starts like sort of like just digging around like on the bottom of the wall to see if there's like any rocks or anything. Do I find a rock?
You find all sorts of rocks.
So,
Also, while you're
resolve and
digging,
blood sorcery.
Okay.
Miriam, while you're digging, you find some rocks, and then you also find some coins.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
What?
Oh my God.
The front of the coin is a piece of 8, but the back of the coin, appearing only to you, is soft glowing text that says, "I'm the only one you can trust." And it disappears as soon as you're done reading it.
Okay, I'll... Honestly, like, Miriam's just like, fuck, just puts it in her pocket. Like, we'll get back to this later. So wits and resolve, you said?
No, resolve blood sorcery.
Resolve and blood sorcery.
While this is happening, up till now, Gordon seemed very much with all this magic that's been
That's
happening
enough.
and
Yeah,
all this
okay.
weirdness that's going on. He kind of looked like a fish out of water, but as soon as he saw the text, as soon as he
Tell her what you're doing.
saw everything else,
Use it to
something
help you get to the
like it was like a weird click in his head, like the earlier rolling of the floorboard. He's like, "Those are waves." And you just see him it feels like back in his element, and you just see him start walking on top of the hedge maze as if though he's on the top of his own deck of his ship.
Gordon, wait, can you come back and lift me up?
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I have no way of getting
So-
up here.
O'Donnell can guide you through.
Yeah, Storyteller, I'm gonna craft Bloodstone. I got 3 successes. So I'm gonna take it, and I'm just gonna hawk it to the end of the hallway.
Yeah, just
So I
big
can
arc
use
over.
it as sort of like a tracking device to
Awesome.
find my way
Yeah,
out of
Okay.
this.
and so you get
There you
that
go.
little...
Yeah, I have nothing that helps in this situation. This is fun.
And
Fine.
this,
Well, so I'm sorry. So you're burning your way through the maze?
No, I
Can't.
hit a wall.
Oh,
And you
Yeah.
could arguably try to burn through the wall too, but that'll just take a lot of blood after a while.
Yeah, Cornelius and
So-
both of us have no way of getting up
okay.
or getting through
You could
without.
arguably lift
So
one
I
person
could,
at a
I was
time.
gonna fly down to Eseme and say like, I
And you see Gordon
If you
reach
commit,
down
I
and say,
think you
"Come on,
Absolutely,
I feel like
for
it's
me.
important for you
Oh,
to be able
God.
to see what's going on.
I appreciate it.
All right. Do I actually carry her? Do I lift her?
Yeah,
Okay.
you're able
We'll
to
do
carry
that.
She's a small lady.
You can lift
If
somebody
you
if they
say
aren't
any
resisting
otherwise,
you.
I'm not
Cool.
leading you out of here.
And so you all are able to follow the ping or the lifts and everything. And as you make it to the end of the hall, that is where we are going to take our break. We're going to get some water and stretch our legs. We'll see you guys back in a few minutes. Welcome back. And so, as you all have made it to the end of the hallway where the mirror should be.
Great.
Should be is a very strong word.
There is an outline in the wallpaper
Lovely.
of, when you take something off of a wall that's been there a little too long and the discoloration. But the mirror does not appear to be here, and you are still far too small to reach it.
Oh, it could never be that easy, could it?
Of course not.
Okay.
I'm gonna yell out for Proctor since we saw her go down this hall earlier.
No response.
Naturally.
And you begin to hear the crashing of waves and water. As you see this hallway now splits to the right and left, and there is now water crashing down the hallway and rushing towards all of you.
Well, it's a good thing we don't need to breathe.
Yeah, but we might get swept away. Back through the maze then?
And what are you doing in 5?
Back through the maze.
Maze.
Is there anything
I'm gonna pick up your stone
let's go.
and jump in the
Go
other
flying.
direction.
Maze.
Go fetch. And bring it back in the
there.
maze.
Alright.
The waves crash
Yes, back
on
in.
you
We step back into the maze.
as it is also filling the maze.
Run.
I said
I'm still
leave.
flying.
I'm
You're,
running.
you're over the water.
Oh,
Question:
Is
are there any like sconces or anything up top that?
Yes.
that you can. Okay, I
As
would.
the room is filling
Yeah.
with water, you will eventually, the water level will get you up to a sconce.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I don't need to. You just see Gordon like doing backstrokes.
Yeah, you guys are in some pretty dark ocean water
Mm.
as the room is filling.
Eseme looks like a drowned cat. Like she's not happy.
Anton's not covered in blood anymore, so that's nice, at least.
And
So
O'Donnell,
it's-
you can see that it's rising. Make me wits and awareness.
Ooh.
You get the fun vantage point of
Yeah.
seeing the things
blood
before they
dive
happen.
Oh my god. All right, tell us what's in the water coming towards us.
I was like, are there sharks?
Yeah.
Oh, 1, 2. It's 3 and a crit.
Yeah, so 4, 1 critical.
Okay.
Oh, yes, 4.
Let's see. Okay. You see 6 shadows slinking through the water down the T-shaped hallway coming towards the maze. And as one crests out of the water, you see, deep blue suckers on the bottom of tentacles coming around, and you can hear, and you can all feel, especially in the water, a rumbling.
Not a word.
Can I understand? Does this sound familiar to me?
Oh, indeed.
Yeah. And then, as nonchalant as Gordon was, the moment he feels that, he goes, "Fuck! Kraken!"
I was going to inform you all, not quite as dramatically, but yes, there appear to be sea monsters
Good
rushing
God.
this way immediately.
And I am going to roll for the Kraken.
Great.
So these are the dice that are gonna kill us?
We'll find out.
Canonically, Miriam starts humming the theme from Pirates of the Caribbean. She's just done. She's done with all of this.
Okay. When there's more dice than 4, I can't do math. So you each feel one of the tentacles wrap around you.
I
With
immediately.
one snaking out of the water and grasping you, O'Donnell, and yanking you under.
Aw.
And that's only because I got a 9 critical.
Okay.
It said, nope, you too.
And Gordon?
I reach under and pull out a sword that's been staying there.
Sure.
And I start hacking at one of the
You
tentacles.
find that your sword bounces off of it.
Yeah, remember how I said this was blood magic?
Cornelius, what are you doing?
I'm gonna hit it with my stick.
Dude.
I'm gonna try and stake it.
Bouncing off.
The sword didn't work, so the stick should.
And it begins to pull y'all down through the water, and you notice that you're going down deeper than the hallway was.
It's okay.
So you are in dark ocean water as it brings you down, 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 down. And then you all kind of start to see each other as the dark water, it takes a bit when you get close to someone to see them. You can all see each other, and you're all wrapped up, and then you start all being moved in the same direction.
This is when I'd like to do the thing I was gonna do. Yeah, just like with my hands all in, just like I'm gonna cut it, and I'm going to try to activate it's one of my Oblivion rituals, Shadowbreaker. And it's going to basically just, the way I point my hand is going to hit blinding light. Because A, I want to see what it is, and B, if it sees,
Do you
I'd
have
like...
to rouse check for that?
Yeah.
Okay, make me the rouse check first.
Succeed.
Okay.
And
Make me another rouse check.
Alright. Succeed.
Okay.
Ellie's like, I want you to get hungry.
Yeah, and I want to be able to see it and maybe potentially blind it, if at all possible.
Let's see what you roll.
Yeah, that's enough for the ritual to hit in. It's not any criticals, but it's like from Anton's hand. Like you see like air bubbles pop out as he mouths something, and then just like
There would be no air bubbles actually.
Oh, that's
if you
right.
don't
Well,
breathe.
I'm trying to force words, so then yeah, no air bubbles, but you see like mouth move, and then like halogen level light just explodes out.
Given the way that it is holding you, the light is more pointed downward.
It
doesn't go too terribly far in this depth of water.
Okay, I'm gonna try to point my hands like up.
So if you point your hand up, what you see, everyone please make me composure and resolve.
Oh, love that.
I don't got a lot of those.
Yep.
And I am going to roll for the Kraken again.
I'm what you would call a coward, because I didn't get any
I'm
successes.
what's colloquially known as a coward.
I didn't get any crit failures. I
there's
didn't get any
a
successes. Oh, that's not good.
Well, not great.
Oh,
Damn. Oh,
You still have a success, you're good.
that's a
You've got two successes, so it's fine.
Yes. Right.
Okay, 4,
2 successes.
2.
3 successes with a crit.
3 successes with a crit and then a separate skull.
That's
Don't
fine.
worry that.
Can I burn a willpower?
Yep.
Yes, you can burn a willpower to reroll.
It didn't go so well. The 1 success! Better than the last time!
So, everyone else, this is terrifying.
Oh, actually-
Cornelius, you're probably gonna scream.
Okay.
Actually, that's a 2 points, right?
Yeah,
2,
so hang on.
3, 4.
Yeah,
4
4.
successes.
So, you're overly familiar with this.
It's a Tuesday.
Yeah.
But as the light flicks up, you all are being drawn towards a endless chasm of teeth that are whirling back and forth with each row, one row going clockwise, the next row going counterclockwise, of just an absolute shredder of teeth.
Cornelius
Gordon.
is screaming.
As someone who has probably faced a Kraken before and has lived to tell the tale, would Gordon be able to tell what to do in this situation?
So in your previous encounter with a Kraken, not this many teeth previously, but you know that you survived because you dove straight in the middle.
Yep. So, and you see Gordon immediately point at everybody, look at me, and just starts diving, just straight into the mouth, into the maw of this beast.
And you are able, the hand was bringing you anyway, so as you dive, it lets go right before it gets to the mouth to not chew up its own hand. And since you are familiar with it, we'll call this an auto success. You are able to dive straight through the rows of teeth into the belly of the Kraken.
I look at everybody else like we're trusting the Anarch to know.
Cornelius is
Just
screaming.
diving in.
Yeah, I'm gonna shrug. I'm gonna grab Cornelius's wrist with one hand, and I'm gonna offer him to Miriam.
Right.
And I'm going to start kicking. And once I get up enough speed, I want to activate Blink.
So, if you were to activate Blink or make the attempt, you would notice nothing happens.
All right, let's go.
Cornelius
I'm just
is
gonna keep going.
Cornelius is grabbing onto you like a death grip and just closing their eyes.
Okay, so
And so, are you attempting to lead them through the middle?
yeah, I'm trying to follow Gordon's path. I was trying to blink straight through so I get through quicker, but since it's not working, I'm just going straight through.
So, for this, make me since you are carrying them as well.
Mhm.
Let's make this dexterity and athletics.
Given what it is, can I use unerring aim to lower the difficulty?
No.
Okay.
Unerring aim doesn't count for your body moving.
I'm
What if,
also
what if I
not-
throw them?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna rouse the blood. I get a bit hungrier, but I get more dice.
Is there any chance I can do something to assist them?
Not where you are.
Is everybody doing this?
We'll get to where you are.
I guess, like,
Turn willpower.
I feel like
Cool.
Eseme watches everybody else go, and she's the last, and she just...
5 with 1 critical.
5 with 1 critical. You are all able to successfully pass through the rows of teeth, and you can hear just this whirring of almost mechanical with this amount of teeth.
Actually, if each of you grab onto Cornelius and Miriam, we can just change.
Yes.
That's my thought with my 5.
I definitely still think Esme's the last to hold on.
If y'all do
but I feel
want
like...
to, you know,
Daisy chain.
yeah, daisy chain it through, I'll allow it.
I was already holding on to 2 of them, so yeah, just
Yeah.
take him and just
Yeah.
hold.
Yeah, you guys can
Doc
thread
holds on
the
to
needle.
Cornelius, I hold
Yeah.
on to Doc.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, Gordon, as you landed here first, and they took a minute, you are currently in a cave. Not the inside of a kraken, but caves similar to what you remember. Usually the kinds of places where
Hidey holes.
hidey holes, places you would sleep for the night when, you know, it's been a little too long without food, and so you need to stop and scrape some mussels off the bottom of the ship to eat.
And despite what anybody else might be like in this situation, maybe they're distraught, maybe they're a bit upset, perhaps terrified, you see Gordon elated.
He's having a
He is just... I feel alive! 400 years, 400 years, finally! Oh, and he just, as he's waiting for them, you just see him just going, woo! Woo!
And you all, as you fall through, just plinking into the water in the lagoon inside the cave, and just...
I'll immediately hold my still like glowing hand up just to make sure I can see better.
It's uncomfortably bright. You can... Moonlight is lighting the cave at this point.
That's fine. I'll just. Yeah, I'm gonna like put, like sort of like, keep it back just to like have it in case I need it, but I don't.
Glove it.
Yeah, if I extinguish it, then I have to roll it again. So just keeping it at bay. So
Do you need... Esme will take off, like, one of her gloves and hand it over.
I'll look at the like see-throughness of the glove and go,
Well,
sure.
these are see-through gloves because it's what Esme's player had,
That's
but
fair.
she has, like, actual gloves on.
Cornelius.
Thank you.
Cornelius is gonna drag themselves up to shore and just kind of lay on the sand and start whimpering a little bit.
So it's all a rock interior.
Perfect. I
so
just
you
kind of
just,
lay
like-
on a rock and use another rock as a pillow and go, I want to go back to the library. I want to listen to the Backstreet Boys. I miss Aqua.
We all miss Aqua.
We all miss Aqua.
O'Donnell is going to ask of Esme, so you appear to be the most familiar with what's happening here. These illusions that are constantly shifting, does that require a mind behind it that's directing it? Is there someone who's doing this to us?
Right,
You would
illusions is a strong word.
You would know that once it is instigated, it is like a living organism.
Yeah, it's like a blood sorcery ritual that once you set it off, it goes.
So whoever did this, however it was done, doesn't even
They
need
don't
to be
have to be
any
here
longer.
anymore. They
Whoever
can be
did-
long gone.
Let me just tell you this. Whoever did this is from my neck of the woods. And what they may have not realized is I'm here, and so we're in my little playground now.
I'm so glad you're having fun.
Yeah, the rest
here's
of us
some
aren't.
liquid courage. You'll be fine.
Does your knowledge of this then give you any information on where this mirror could be, if that is still how we need
I
we need
mean,
to do
if-
to end this?
So, Gordon, why don't you roll me, as this is indeed your neck of the woods, why don't you roll me, we'll call it intelligence and investigation, and take a 2 dice bonus.
Investigation. So that's 3, 2, and then how many dice bonus?
2.
Let me put these out here. Oh, that's 3 successes.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
3 successes.
Okay. And so, Gordon, you recall this cave system very well. You've been here plenty of times. This is a regular stop-off point. If you were to walk towards the mouth, there's a familiar archipelago around it. So you are aware, we'll say, if you wish to lead people, I will just let you know where you are going through the cavern, as this is your kind of territory.
Yeah. And you see Gordon kind of just sit down, first just appreciating this, because he's like a kid in a candy shop right now. It's like he's just reliving his old memories.
And you'll notice, like, everything is right on par, down to things that you carved on the wall, things that your friends carved on the wall. Like, every single detail is exactly as you remember.
It's a Gordon love letter.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever met a Malkavian? Or anybody who can do blood sorcery?
I'm sure.
You've met plenty.
Yeah.
you
Oh,
had
did
a
you
you had a couple
Piss
in your
off
crew.
anybody who could use blood sorcery. Besides us.
Yeah. I mean,
You would know also, Gordon, not as much this being personally to you, this is where everybody
Right.
stopped off. This was,
a
you
common
know,
point. Yeah.
this was that one gas station on the 6-hour straight
It's
drive.
a Buc-ee's.
Yeah, it's a Buc-ee's. Like a pirate Buc-ee's.
Yeah, he literally uses that term to everybody. He's like, what's the best way I can put this for all of you that you would understand? Imagine it like a Waffle House, perhaps.
Oh, okay.
Miriam raises her hand, thinks for a second, just fucking puts her hand back down.
And then you just see, just
Smile and nod, honey. Smile and nod.
you just see Gordon like he goes following some of the old carvings that he's had, and then he go, does he see in these carvings anything at all out of place or anything that looks like intentional indication related to this situation?
Not in this room.
Okay. He says, well, the only thing we can do is move forward. So one step at a time. Come follow me, kids. And then
my
he just
God.
starts walking.
Anton,
Trust?
Anton,
Stress
if he
getting
calls
to
me
you,
kid
Miriam?
again, do I have permission to kill him?
You have permission to hit him.
Lovely. That's all I need.
Miriam, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, I'm glad one of us is.
I'm just a very strong vampire, so sometimes I break things. It's fine.
Oh.
Don't worry about me.
Darling, you sure you're okay?
Yeah, I just hate I made a list. I hate water. I hate mazes. I hate pirates, no offense. I hate large sea monsters, and in general I hate, and she just starts gesturing. She goes, all of this is very bad. All of this is I'm wet.
You know,
Not in a fun way though. That was weird. I'm sorry I said that part out loud.
I like you.
Thank
I
you.
knew I liked you.
you know, at the end of this, I think you're gonna have to share that list with me because me too.
Oh, y'all
also,
will-
oh, sorry. Just how do we know any of this is real? I guess that's what I keep coming
it's
back
not,
to.
It's not real, but it is happening.
Illusions can't drag you underwater.
I hate this.
Let me tell you why this is not real.
I mean,
This area has been underwater for the last 100 years.
So
Technically,
why
so
are
are
we
we.
here now?
but here's the thing: it's not.
The
we're
cave
not
itself
actually
is not
there.
underwater.
Okay,
We're not actually there. This is the house being manipulated.
that's what I said.
This
It is an illusion, but it is happening to us.
Right. I guess rephrase of the question,
Yes.
Doctor, is why are we here now? Figuratively, not literally.
And like his eyes like half drifting back to Esme. I go, I would very much like to figure that out at some point.
I
but
would
for now,
also like to figure that out. I don't know.
I'm on Team Gordon of throw her overboard.
for now,
Me?
for now,
Yes, you.
What?
all we
This is more piratey than me.
children. For
That's what I
now,
said.
Yes, Regent.
all we have is the one bit of information that Esme has given us, which is break a mirror to get out. So until then, we are working together, and then we sort this out.
Gordon,
Regent.
is there some kind of like, I don't know, pirate, Jesus Christ, treasure around here that may or may not have a mirror?
Oh, my dear, I don't think here would be a good spot for a treasure. Too much traffic, but...
Would there be a mirror?
I mean, if it is a silver mirror, I don't think so, but at least a common one. I don't know. I mean, it's not
Where
something that...
would a pirate of your
caliber,
Sword.
magnificence.
Oh my god.
Let's stick with
I'm
swords.
gonna stick with sword.
You're just
I
getting
like
more
ilk.
and more and more
Ilk, that's a
mad.
good word. Thank you, Doctor. Where would a pirate of your ilk hide something that he cared about? Around here.
Yes, please tell us where you hide your
Oh.
treasure.
I mean, it would be my location. I don't know if whoever created this would be the same for them.
Right,
but,
if you were a pirate in this
well,
location and you wanted to hide something that you didn't want people to find, where would you go?
Well, it's been a while, but I think I might know the place. And then I just start walking deeper into the tunnel.
And so as you walk deeper into the tunnel, you'll recall these passageways as they lead down underneath a landform and up out to a different side where waiting is a rotting old pirate ship.
Skeleton pirates.
And
skeleton pirates.
on the ship
Skeleton pirates.
is an entire crew
Yes!
of decayed, desiccated bodies that do not seem to notice
Oh,
you.
we're on the theme, baby. Skeleton
Does
pirates.
this ship look familiar?
It is a ship that you know from port. It is someone that you were familiar with, but it
Okay.
is not your ship.
Okay.
But it is.
Gordon was about to have a moment.
It's probably someone you've competed with over a few
Can we
prizes.
start calling you Barbosa?
No, he's an asshole. Didn't like him. A little pompous.
And one of them looks to you and walks towards the edge and holds out a parchment near the rope ladder to get up onto the ship.
Well, all aboard.
You're the native. Go get this.
And I like, so there's a way to climb this, right? So you see Gordon very dexterously, as if though like it's like riding a bicycle for him again. It's just like knows exactly what and just starts climbing up. He actually swats the hand out of the way first and hops onto the ship, and he just like.
And it feels a little good at first because this is someone, you know, a bit of a rival of yours, and now you're on his ship.
Yeah, I'm like,
I don't want to go on.
Then your foot goes through the floorboard.
and then
as you look at as you would be the only one to know, as you look, the crew is them.
that. Do I see the captain?
No, but there is a light on in the captain's quarters,
Mm-hmm.
and you notice all of the crew have holes in their chest where a heart would be.
Interesting.
And the rest of you can make your way up the ship if
Okay.
you wish.
Well, if he's not going to get it, then I'll gesture for them to go up. I do actually want to hold Miriam back as I gesture the rest of them up.
Is it just a rope?
Yeah, it's a rope ladder.
Okay.
Not like just a rope, it's a rope
Okay.
ladder.
All right.
Yeah, Eseme's gonna wait for everybody else to go up. Not for any particular reason other than I'm wearing a skirt.
All right.
Yeah, let's
I'll
go.
fly my way up.
Let's go. I have to talk to my student. Go ahead. I'll
Right.
pull her away.
Look away.
Yeah, I'll turn away towards Miriam.
Yeah. Was she very like
Cornelius looks
surprisingly like ladylike climbs as ladylike as someone can climb a rope ladder.
Side saddle?
Cornelius looks absolutely insulted. Me?
She's still in school.
Cornelius climbs the ladder without another word.
And I'll turn to her and go,
It's alright, Cornelius. Come sit with the
how are you doing on all of this?
You know, you know what? I feel like I'm just gonna go with it, I guess. I thought we were, you know what?
I find that tends to be the best way to approach the strange and unusual in these circumstances. But you're going to be out of school soon. You're graduating. You're going to see even more strange things. Hopefully this will be one of the stranger things that you see, but take that attitude of just embrace it and see what you can do with it.
Yeah.
I have a request to make of you, actually.
Oh, if not now, why not?
Right.
All right. What is it?
Well, as mentioned, the prince has given our new friend sanctuary here.
Wait, which one is our new friend?
Eseme.
Okay.
I've given her friend sanctuary here. Thus, while she is in the city, particularly in the Chantry, I must ensure that she is treated the same as every other Tremere.
Right.
I'm very curious as to what this exchange is with her and Tilly, but I can only get one side of it for now. But in the meantime, I have to make sure that she is well taken care of. So if you can talk with your little breakfast club of crews, and you believe you hang out with Jackson as well about this?
Sometimes, yeah.
Perhaps they can figure out a bit more about what's going on here. They're not all Tremere.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sure.
I appreciate it. I can only do so much in my position, but from what I hear, the rest of you are rather resourceful. And I'll gesture up the rope.
Miriam will, like, look up, roll her eyes, and start climbing. Just goony ass bullshit. Just goddamn. So mad.
And yeah, I will finish climbing up. And once at the top, since if nobody else has done it, I will take the parchment.
Yeah, no, I think like
Okay.
If you, I don't know if he maybe he reaches out for it, and then you might take. I don't mind either
Whichever,
way. But,
either way.
You just see Gordon. Oh, to read.
Storyteller, I would like to activate Shba, Sense the Unseen. That's the noise that it makes.
I love
and
that.
then I would like to kind of surreptitiously, like to avoid notice of the group, I would like to pull out the coin in my pocket and kind of like just like flip over the back and see if like it says anything.
So there is a new message
Okay.
that says, "You will be okay. Nothing will happen to you."
Miriam is gonna put it back in her pocket and then think like, and she's embarrassed to be doing this, but like think in her head, how do I know I can believe you? And then pulls out the coin again to see if like it's like a walkie-talkie type thing.
The coin now says, "Because there is no reason for me to hurt you."
Miriam is gonna just and just puts the coin back in her
Found the
pocket,
pirate
takes off her
magic
glasses.
It's like the freaking compass.
Yeah, so
And so opening the
yeah,
parchment,
yeah, seeing Gordon make the face, I'll turn. It's like so that he can see it, and just like everybody's gather around, just open it and open the parchment for everybody to see.
it says, "To the demon of the deep."
Is that you?
Oh. Well, one of my many little nicknames over the years.
No,
But
so yeah, it's you, yeah.
It says, "This was not meant for you, but hello, I've missed you. Good to see you. Good luck."
That's
oh
fine.
my dear, I don't need luck. I make my own.
It's not signed.
I will roll it up and I'll just hand it to Gordon and just go, "Your love letter."
A little fan mail, I suppose.
Can I see that?
Oh.
I just want
If
to
you
look.
want to Yes, yeah.
Do I recognize the handwriting?
You do.
Oh my. Here you go. Let's
And
find
then-
this mirror.
I look at the captain's cabin,
Mm-hmm.
and I just feel like, well, excuse me, and I move other crew members out of the way.
Yeah, they are a bit zombie, so you do have to lightly push them to
Yeah.
get past them.
And I make my way to the captain's cabin.
Okay.
I'll just gesture for everybody.
And you hear someone shout, "Weigh anchor,"
Oh.
and
Oh my god.
it gets pulled up, and the ship is getting set to exit.
Great.
And are you knocking on the captain's door or just
no,
opening
I
it?
open it.
So opening it, you see your former rival sitting at a table with a ledger in front of him and a few ledger books to the side. And you see that they're just kind of open, but his forearms have been severed.
Mm.
And he has no hands up to his forearms.
Mm. Does that mean anything to Gordon at all? Or is that just the situation he's in?
You would know among the group that you traveled in, that was typically a punishment for someone kidnapping someone they shouldn't.
Mm. So I look at him, and initially there was a little bit of schadenfreude on his
Yeah.
face, and he goes, he looks at him and goes, well, of all the times to meet up again, I did miss you, my friend.
He says,
But it seems that you were into a bit more unscrupulous sort of stuff since the last time we met. Not a man of many words like last time. Well, if you're dead. And I kind of push him off the chair.
and his body does slump to the floor.
Mm. looks like we need a new management of this here ship. And he sits down and then notices the ledger in front of him. And
You notice the ledger is a list of names, ages, and cities.
Are they new or current information looking, or?
The book stops about 3/4 of the way down the page, but you notice all of the names are all female in nature, all originating from Charleston, South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
And the last name on it from Savannah, Georgia is Chantilly Harris. And the ledger stops abruptly with blood after that. As if he was stopped from writing it.
I look at... I, as KP, kind of understand what's happening here, but as I read that, what is Gordon's understanding? What he reads?
Your understanding is that they were bringing girls to Nassau. Sometimes as bounty, sometimes as ransom. This group dealt primarily in illicit activities as they were not very successful in taking prizes. Many of the girls' names seem to have, I will say from your history and understanding of names, they do all appear to be wealthy. So given the dates and ages, it is likely that they rounded up a lot of rich people's daughters for ransom. And that is what did this crew in.
Since I ushered the folks in, I'm just going to walk up behind Gordon if he's like looking over the book and just look over his shoulder at the text.
Can I be ransacking the pirate office for treasure and books and swords?
Yes.
Yes.
I would also like to ransack the books
Ransack
and
pirate
swords.
office
And a hat.
Why don't both of you make me wits and investigation?
Take the hat off the captains
Tell me
on the
you're a
ground.
rogue main without telling me you're a rogue main.
As this is happening, I see that, and I flip the book around, and I point it at to Eseme.
Yeah, you don't need to tell me who's on the list.
It seems like there's a little bit of a vendetta around here.
Eseme, you would recall from your history with Tilly, you know that she was taken as a child by pirates, but her family never claimed her, and so she grew up in Nassau among pirates raised by the working women of Nassau.
1 success.
1, 3. We'll get to you in a second, Miriam.
Well, I don't know what any of this now means. I understand context and how this might affect people from a long gone era, but what does she want now?
I wish I could tell you. All this says to me is that whoever's doing this knows her intimately. If it's not her, then it means that it is somebody who desperately knows her.
If we are to assume that your initial approach is correct, that it is her, this didn't happen until, well, it happened once Gordon showed up, but clearly, as the note says, it wasn't for him. This kicked off when you got here. To what extent did you leave unfavorably from her? Clearly that must have some connection to this.
Tilly was like a sister to me. I was sired by Lorianne, but Tilly taught me most of the blood sorcery I know. And we had a disagreement one night about how much I should learn and how much she wanted to teach me, and I blew up in her face. I said some things I should not have, mainly about Proctor, and she told me to get out. She ran me out of Atlanta, and I didn't want to make things worse. Because I loved her like a sister, and Lord knows me and her childer were close, but...
Her childer.
Catherine. Catherine and I were really, really close. But I regret what I did, and it's always been my dream to make it up to her, but I never wanted to incite her wrath, so I stayed away. And by that time, I had made a home for myself in New Orleans, and the prince needed help. So I joined and stayed there and came back when Lorian stopped answering my calls.
So not just to visit old friends.
Word travels slow, and I hadn't heard of Talbot going, we'll say rogue. The last I heard, he had been named Prince, and I wanted to say hi, but mostly because what is essentially my mother had gone missing.
That's very fair.
And I came to the gangrel because I didn't want to let Tilly know I was here, because she's allowed to be angry. I did bad things. I was stupid and young,
and additionally, as you said, news travels slow. Tilly has been through quite a bit in recent years.
I've heard about Catherine.
Let me tell you something about my years of experience on this godforsaken planet. Regrets pile up. Regrets happen. We make mistakes.
I'm well aware.
Right. What I'm trying to say is that if you dwell in it, if you let it chase you continuously, you're never going to stop. So the best thing to do is cut it off at its head when you have the opportunity. We, in my books, have an opportunity here.
Gordon,
at least to confront.
As much as I appreciate you trying to solve almost a half a century long feud, when we have met 30 minutes ago, I did. That's why I was in New Orleans. I made a life for myself. I joined a coterie. I served a prince. I was, in all aspects, the witch of New Orleans. I didn't dwell on facts. I made a new life for myself. I let her have her anger. Now, I don't understand why she has held on to this.
That's what I'm saying. It is time to just rip the wound off and not let it happen again.
I am not trying to confront Tilly Harris. She's far more powerful than you think she is.
Miriam.
Yep.
As you were looking through these, you found some legitimate gold coins. You found a sextant. You found quite a bit of valuable trinkets.
Okay.
As well as a half-finished poem.
Okay.
That I will say with your 3 successes, you note it says, "The ocean was so still it looked like a mirror."
Okay. Do I find a pirate hat?
Oh, of course.
Okay, I immediately
Ignore the very bad indication.
Everything else
You don't need plot.
I immediately put on a pirate hat.
There's a beautiful tricorn of deep navy blue with peacock feathers.
I put it on, unironically. Miriam's just like, yeah, okay. And then as I'm being goofy in my pirate hat, I'm gonna reach out of my pocket, and I'm going to, I don't know, like think at the coin and say, what do you want from us? And just check the back of the coin.
And the coin's gonna say, "I'm satisfied. Dive into the water. Break the mirror."
Okay, Miriam, again, wearing a pirate hat, will hold up the poem and say, hey,
That's a very nice pirate hat you found there.
thank you.
Yeah, that's gorgeous. It really kind of suits your
I know, I
eyes.
was kind of thinking this might be my
Fashion.
new thing, like
I found a
forever.
rock.
I was very excited about it.
You've got eternity. You can figure that
Wait,
out.
are you
know.
gonna wear it to graduation?
I was maybe.
Absolutely.
Maybe.
I
We'll see. We'll see
definitely
how
think
it
you
goes. Anyway, also, I did figure out how to get us out of here. I'm
lovely.
sorry I didn't lead with that.
That no, the pirate
No,
hat's more
pirate hat
important.
was-
Surely.
Pirate hat's very important.
It's
I'm
good.
distracted.
It's
I
a really good
apologize.
hat, though. And I will show the poem,
Um,
and I'll say, I think we just have to do what it says.
Do we fire a cannon at it? Do we jump
No,
into
I'd
it?
say we just jump
Gordon, you would know that that mirrored ocean for pirates is a horrible omen because it means all wind has left you. And that's usually when you are stranded and you have to wait for the wind to return, which could take weeks. But so
You
The
see,
ocean being still as a mirror is not a comfortable.
yeah, you just see Gordon look at that and like have this residual sense of fear and anxiousness as he sees it, and then he goes, "Fuck, if that's the case."
Is this a particular ocean, or?
No, it means sail out into the waters until you can't sail no more. Until you are stranded. Until you are at the mercy of the elements.
Storyteller, can I find a map in this room?
Yes.
Great.
Easily.
I bring it to Gordon and I go, where are the winds not on the map?
An open-ended question.
Well, like, there's currents and stuff, and there's the usual sail patterns. Where's the middle of the wind desert?
You would be able to know that there is a bit of a area where it can get a little tricky. So the goal usually is to build up as much speed as you can to launch through it. So to intentionally hit it, you would have to go slow.
Okay. Yeah, so I just look at it and I just and I, even without having to look at it, I just point to that spot and I go,
Perfect.
we need to sail there.
Storyteller, is the boat being manned by the zombies? Like, are
Yes.
they? Okay, so it's not just magically propelling it forward.
Correct. They are properly sailing.
Gotcha.
All right.
So I'll look to. Could you steer us there, and then perhaps you two drop anchor once we get too close to slow us down,
Well,
or cut sail?
a little
however
rusty,
you-
but
however you do this sort of shit.
I get down. I reach down into to the dead captain's. I take his coat and hat, put it on. And all right.
I, Captain Gordon. Yay.
Sail us there, pirate
Suck
man.
up. I like it.
Yeah,
Oh, yes, I should be your first mate, actually.
that's right. Yeah.
I walk out. I was like, deal.
Excellent.
And I was navigator. I don't know pirate terminology.
Bosun?
Bosun. Yeah, bosun. Bosun. Would you? And then I look up. Fly
Can I
up
be
to
your
the.
quartermaster?
Yes. Yes.
As everyone is taking roles and taking their places on the ship, Gordon, you get to the ship's wheel.
Yeah.
It feels good.
It feels good. I just look out and goes, all right, you little rotten bastards. One more trip out to sea. Let's go. And I'm so terrible at pirate stuff, so
It's okay.
escaping.
I
I said
okay.
to drop the
Great.
sails and
So-
full sails ahead.
I start
First-
picking stuff off the dead pirates. I go, your hat, that coat, your sword. Aye, Captain Gordon.
And you are dressed in dead people's clothes.
Yeah!
And, as you all journey out and you hit the stay, you hit where you watch these sails just fall.
I'll pull anchor once we get there, so we don't drift out of it.
And so as you drop anchor, it is an eerie quiet. It's an eerie stillness.
And then you see for once Gordon do like a sign of like,
Yeah.
God save us kind of
Yeah.
situation, just out of habit, because that would be a place where he never wants to be in.
Mm-hmm.
He'd rather face the Kraken than be in this situation.
Yep. As you recall, Gordon, any time's getting stuck here, food runs out, patience runs out. There's only left seawater to drink that slowly drives you mad. There's only your crew to offer meat. And
You see him like actually
yeah.
pull up his sleeve, trying to hide something a little more.
And this is a terrible feeling, and it's a feeling you know all too well that from Gordon's reactions you all can kind of guess. This is a situation where with enough time, madness, cannibalism, and sorrow become the daily meal.
Well,
It's about this time you watch the water finally still completely, and the moon reflects directly into the water in front of you. Perfect stillness.
Let's walk over to the edge and just look over and.
I throw my stick in it.
It ripples.
Now I have to wait for it to stop rippling.
I think it's us. I think it needs not sacrifice isn't the right word because it's not
well,
giving something entirely, but I think it takes more than it takes something of substance.
So we have to jump in and break them
perhaps
up.
before we try that. And then you see Gordon walk up to one of the cannons and flip it downward.
No,
You just
I'm
want to do that.
I think
I do, I really do.
All right, fire the cannon.
We'll have to wait longer, but fine.
I turned to everybody. I turned to all the rest of the crew and just silently asked all of the zombies to man all the, like, which side is it, port or starboard that this is on?
You actually would be forward.
Oh, okay. So, all forward cannons, and then you just see everybody.
All of that. Oh my gosh.
Let's go out in
And so
style.
they do have to run them out of the middle and run them to a forward port that they have to open.
And then
This is a 26 cannon ship.
So many
The ship kicks backwards.
All right, hold on to your horses, and then just fire.
And in this perfect silent stillness, you hear boom as a cacophony of cannons fire at once, all penetrating that one spot of the moon in the water. And your vision goes white, and you are back in the Tremere Chantry.
It seems like that was something of substance.
Proctor?
The explosions always work.
She goes, huh?
Yeah.
Claire.
Hi. Where did she come out? Did she come out for someone? She just sitting
Yeah,
with us?
she's standing there like holding her phone. Just the fuck were all of you?
Do we have is there a clock in the room somewhere? Or can
Yeah.
we tell how much time has passed?
None at all.
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Are we still dressed in pirate garb?
Yes.
Yes.
You still have everything with you that you had in the illusion.
And I'll point and go, history trip.
Field trip.
I think it's best if I don't ask questions.
Proctor,
right
I
now.
got a
We were
sword.
pirates.
Standing there just like,
I just take her by the face. I'd be like, oh, thank God.
you're being weird.
Yeah, just again. Remember what I said when we
Yeah,
were part of
yeah,
that? But
yeah,
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 smile
yeah.
and nod, honey. Smile and nod.
Proctor, I got a sword.
I see that you are a big boy now.
I'm so excited. I'm gonna go play with it. I run down the hallway.
Oh, it's a good thing we can't really die.
Don't remember sharp objects.
Can I take Esme aside for a moment?
Absolutely.
And I just want to say, Esme, I hope you'll allow me. I'm a professor, but I don't mean to lecture. Just if you'll indulge me for a moment. I overheard what Gordon said to you. I think you know well that it's not so easy to just leave behind the past. It has a way of catching up to you. But I will say this is what I know. You can let that past define you, or you can let it shape you. And that's all I have to say.
You know what, Doctor? I think you're absolutely right. I think that it's about high time that I face my past.
And shoot it in the face.
As Gordon just appears over your shoulder.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
You seem like a lovely, learned man, and I appreciate that.
While the three of them are over there and Cornelius is running with scissors, I'm gonna take Miriam up to Proctor. Just go, What is Eseme's relation with Tilly Harris? She seems to know you well enough to call you names that you don't let any of us call you. So I imagine it's been a while.
It's been a while. She's
Has nothing to do with
essentially
Tilly.
she's essentially Tilly's kid sister.
She seemed convinced that what we went through was by Tilly's hand.
What you went through? All this?
This was the fun part of it. There was a lot of, according to her, blood source 3 illusions and potential dangers.
Tilly can do that.
She claimed
But-
that this is what happened to us. We were all experiencing something.
We could ask
It
her.
was 2 minutes.
It felt longer.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Can I hear them talking?
I specifically went away from you guys.
Yeah.
Miriam will think about it for a second, and then she'll kind of be like, all right, and she'll take the coin out of her pocket and she'll slide it across the table where Proctor can see it, and say, I don't know, but we might be able to ask.
A coin.
And then Miriam will think, who are you? Why did you do this? And flip the coin over and see if it says anything.
And so to only you, Miriam, it says, don't worry about that.
Miriam will look.
And Proctor just goes, it is a coin.
I put on Sense the Unseen since obviously something's happening.
Nope.
Miriam will just take it back and go, no, never mind. It was pirate time.
Miriam, I'm sorry that you got thrown into all of this, and this is a lot of shit to go through as a baby Tremere. Just in general. I have no idea what the fuck you all just did, but in general, it's a lot of shit.
It's a lot of shit. And then Miriam finger guns.
She seems to be doing fine.
Do we hear this part? That part
Just that part? You can hear this part.
I don't know.
She said that part loud.
Yeah.
When she snapped her
And then
fingers.
like I see Gordon go, and then as soon as he said, I don't know what you did, he goes, we bound that Kraken.
Cornelius returns with the sword stuck in a good pillow.
Oh dear lord.
Oh my gosh. But that is all to say. There are very few of us, as you can tell by this motley crew in this house right now. Lord knows where Astra is, probably getting into trouble. But
I think it's trivia night with Carter.
oh yeah, it is. Maybe they'll actually win this time. She won't be in a shit mood. But we deal with a lot of shit on our end. But you're standing here, solid. You're talking to strange coins is actually a very Tremere thing of you.
Strangely, yes.
So when you graduate and you are fully here in the house, I will have a room prepared for you. And you will have everything that you could possibly need.
Ooh, could you be my neighbor?
You can choose whatever of the available rooms you want. There's only like 3 of them left.
Perhaps I can show you the assortment of things that I've collected over time as well.
Don't ask about Dolly Parton.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're gonna be fine, kid.
Agreed.
And once we've settled in and handled a few things on our end, you will also be free to go back teaching if you wish.
Really?
Yes. We have ways of, shall we say, wiping the slate clean. You'll be a wonderful new teacher in town.
It's also how Dr. Carter and I were there for decades upon decades.
Good to know. Well, thank you. I really appreciate that.
You're welcome. As for the rest of you, go play pirate in the backyard. I do not want this in my house anymore.
Yay!
I just looked at Gordon and go,
Pull the sword out.
I will talk with our seneschal about your request.
It's fine, I approve it. Gordon, Truce, I'll put you in touch with Alima. Whatever you guys need down there, you're just as much of a liability to us as ourselves.
Or we'll fast track it. Thank you, Captain Demon.
Captain Demon?
Long story.
It's just smile and nod.
Gordon, despite you being a filthy anarch, can you come teach me pirate things?
Oh. And I see him like a knowing look, and I'm like,
I'm just
a new
holding
recruit,
the sword
a new
straight
recruit,
up.
a new recruit. And he goes, "Oh, we're going to have fun."
Yay!
Kid.
I just looked at O'Donnell with like dear God look.
Elizabeth, can I talk to you?
She gets to go.
Yeah, come with me. And she's going to lead you upstairs and down the hall into a room that has various wards and protections around the door.
Mm-hmm.
And she closes and locks the door and goes, they're very nosy, so
Yeah, understandable.
I think that's the secret clan trait that we never talk about is nosiness.
Yeah,
everybody keeps on
no,
heightened senses.
seriously, it's
You hear nothing.
No, I'm not gonna take it.
If you kick it on, you can hear everything in the house, but that room is a dead zone.
I imagine I've tried before and figured that out.
it is a I feel it is from our clan's long history of being record keepers and of being knowledgeable. We're not very good at not knowing things, because not knowing things means weakness. Spells take time to learn. Blood sorcery takes patience and time, and so when we don't know things, it means we're powerless. So, that comes to my next question. The good doctor downstairs had a bit of a side with me, and I've decided something.
Yes.
Does Tilly know I'm here?
No, I've intentionally not told her.
She did something nice for me.
Oh, it wasn't nice.
I'll take it that way.
Nice for
I
you
think-
is telling Tilly so she can off you immediately.
Then I'll take it as nice. I think that this graduation of her little school.
It's
Sounds
Olivia's
interesting.
school, mind you.
Oh, Tilly has enough to do with it. Especially your secret little backdoor activities that you've told nobody about. Seems like my lovely little adopted sister has been getting up to a bit of some mischief.
You listen to me, you little bitch. You have no fucking clue the hell and back that Tilly has gone through, far above and beyond anything you could ever do to her. And she has come out stronger and better. And I personally will enjoy watching her slowly flay the flesh from your bones while she leaves you alive. But we'll play nice until then. Welcome to the Chantry. And she storms out of the room.
I'd love to see her try.
And that is where we are going to leave off for tonight. Thank you all so much for joining us. Thank you, KP.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Femi, for joining us at the
Professor.
An NPC we've loved for so long, and he's finally here. But thank you all so much for joining us. Take care of yourselves and each other. We love you very much. Good night.